You are now listening to the Visit El Paso podcast, official podcast of Destination El Paso. I'm your host, Christy Couture, and this is episode 9 for February 2014. Welcome back to the Visit El Paso podcast. In this episode, we interview two El Paso-based artists, Juan Ornelas and Tino Ortega, to get their perspective on the art renaissance that El Paso is currently going through. We recently just released a brand new walking tour brochure at all 3 of our visitor information centers that can guide you through the murals dotted throughout Segundo Barrio, which is one of our oldest and most historic neighborhoods and was recently featured on an episode of 1 Square Mile, Texas, a documentary television series that portrays Texas culture from the perspective of distinct square miles across the Lone Star State. Now, you can check out that El Paso episode by going to www.osmtx.com. Lots of great events happen in El Paso during January. The toughest bike race in Texas, the Puzzler, took place in the Franklin Mountains. We hosted the Symphony, a performance of Jesse Lynch's jazz, the Spring Home Show, a bridal and quince show, and even had the mayor give comedian Bill Cosby a key to the city at our El Paso Live venues. Plenty more happen in January, and this is just the goal of the show, to show you what El Paso has to offer and how you can experience some real adventure in the Sun City. So just make sure to subscribe to this show on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, iTunes, or Stitcher Radio. Our episodes are even available on our own YouTube channel. You'll never miss an episode that way, and let me tell you why that's important. We'll be releasing 2 extra episodes each month starting next week. In addition to our main podcast, we will also have the History Vault, a show where I interview a local historian or expert about a time in El Paso's past. And then after that episode, we'll release the Music Monday Mixtape, a show that will put the spotlight on 5 different El Paso musicians each month. So stay tuned, folks. Your February is about to get even more exciting. Let's go ahead and talk to Tino Ortega and Juan Ornelas about the El Paso art scene.
Well, I'm Juan Ornelas, and I'm a local artist. Just barely got involved in the scene. It's been like 3 years. By trade, I'm a marketing strategist. And I just got really interested in the El Paso scene because I just saw a lot of things happening. And I've gotten some chances through Carlo Mendo at the Lopside Studio to display my work and to start organizing more and more things. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now, and I'm excited to be a part of whatever the city wants to do to keep the movement progressing.
Hi, my name is Tino Ortega. I'm an El Paso-based artist. Well, I'm currently a full-time employed individual, so it makes it hard for me to get out there in the art scene as much as I'd like to be. But, I'm still trying my best to do everything I can for the community. And
Sounds good. And how old were you when you first got into art?
I don't know. That's, really hard to say because I remember growing up and just wanting to immerse myself in as much art as I could. And I remember, one of my earliest memories was looking for art supplies when I was a kid. And, what kind of kid looks for art supplies? But seriously, I think it would be after I was done with school. I always put much thought into going into art school, but I never really wanted to. But yeah, I think once I found a job and got settled down, that's when I threw myself into art and became more serious about it.
When I got first into, I've been drawing my whole life. I always doodled on my notes in class and everything like that. But I started doing acrylic painting. Just it's been 3 years now. I've gotten into that, and all the other stuff, the illustration type of stuff, I've been doing my whole life. But really got serious with it these past 3 years, and it's been a really good chance for me to get my creative juices flowing.
That's great. No, that's good to hear. And, were you born and raised in El Paso as well?
No, I've been here in El Paso my entire life. I graduated from UTEP, got 4 degrees there. I used to travel back and forth, doing my consulting, my marketing consulting, but, El Paso's always been my base. Have my family here, and I just love El Paso with, every ounce of my heart, and just love to be here.
Yeah, I actually grew up in the Lower Valley. I grew up right there by the East Letta Elementary and East Letta High School area.
Oh, wow. Yeah, a very historic part of El Paso. Now, what influences your unique type of art?
It's hard to put it or to pinpoint just one thing that influences me, but I would say one of the major things that influences me is trying to be different. I guess it's weird because I remember, in an art show, someone came up to me and he asked me why I paint the way I do. And I remember telling them, well, if you could paint like everyone else, would you want to?
Good question.
Yeah, and I kind of stayed with that whole mentality, and I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to set myself apart from everyone. I don't want to be the thing that, the trends for the art nowadays or anything like that. I want to just do what I want to do. Long from there.
And that's truly the way that art should be. It should come from you, what you really feel like doing.
I guess I'm an ADHD type of person, but just in the mind, because I like to put focus into what I do. But when I do think of art, I have a lot of artists that really come to mind. I mean, I love Rene Magritte, one of the great artists. Right now, I'm really into street art, so the Banksy, Black Larat, Shepard Fairey, El Mac, Warhol, anything pop. That's what goes into my work. I like to use bright colors and straight lines because it's what has influenced me, and it's what really flows out of my brain. So it's just a good means of really getting out some angst that you have inside, and people really take to it, and that's been one of the best parts of doing this.
Great influences, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I know that art is huge in El Paso right now, or it's really gaining momentum. What do you feel your part has been in it so far with this new art renaissance happening in El Paso?
Yeah, well, so far it's been a lot of organizing, participating in art shows, getting a lot of stuff together. Just really meeting the people who are putting these shows on. There's a guy, Chris Munoz at Torque, who's there too, and it's popping up all over the city. So I try to be there, bring the artists that I know, spread the word, be part of the Chuco Artist Network as well. Just really get the people out there, because a lot of artists do feel a little daunted to, get their heart out for the first time. But once they do, they're really excited to continue to do so.
From my own point of view, that I have a really small place in a large scheme of things. And I just say that because I remember the previous time the art scene tried to take off, and that was maybe in 2007, 2008. Mm-hmm. And this was before the time everyone had Facebook. I think everyone had MySpace, but I think it was fizzling out. But a lot of people didn't have that social networking site just to bring them all together, and I think having that has helped move this forward. Because I remember back then they had a bunch of things going on as far as the art community, but it kind of went away because a lot of people didn't know about it and didn't know what was going on. And luckily, with people sharing on Facebook and sharing through social media, that it's actually helping unite us all together. And I still feel like my part is still really small, but I think together we can make this go forward and make it endure.
What do you think of the public art projects that have been put out in the city so far? And, do you have any favorites?
I kind of like everything that's been going on. I guess from the public art being commissioned by the city to, well, and I mean not just like murals, I mean like the art installations being created by someone, because that's one thing you never saw before was so many like ironsmith work or statues happening before. And I kind of like what's been going on. And there's been a few other, what are they called? I guess small organizations that have been popping up, and they're trying to push the artwork out there, or art literary magazine. Just, it's hard to pinpoint one thing that you like the best, because by the time you see the new thing, like another thing has popped up.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, for the city, like, I am just beyond, appreciative. The city has really gotten behind art in El Paso, and they've done so many good things. But, I mean, the first one that always stands out to me is the equestrian at the airport. I really love it. Every time I fly in, I get to see that. It really shows me that we're putting a face to people who are traveling, from place to place, that we're a city that loves art, and we're willing to invest in it. I also love, the mural work Alvarez did at the border crossing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really beautiful mural. Like, every time I get anyone in from out of town, I send them there, check it out. There's a lot of murals all over El Paso, but that's one of my favorites. I also, I love the piece that Cindy Alvarado just did at the 5 Points area. And I'm pretty sure that the city was behind that one, but it's a really good job. They're just really doing an excellent job of beautifying the city and, putting out that face to everyone in El Paso that we're ready to really promote art and give people chances like Cindy and, work all of this. So, and then, I mean, to cap it all off, Chock the Block is, one of the best events in El Paso, and that's the city really putting all their work and love into it, because people love that event.
And with all of this art popping up in the community, why have you ever thought to reflect on why maybe art is an important part of any community out there? What's your take on that?
I've been asked that before, and it's weird, because I just usually, as an artist, you feel like your answers more for they change with time, and I think mine's pretty much stayed the same. And it's just been that art has the power to inspire, like consciously or subconsciously. And there's something about that you gotta love.
Very good answer. I like that.
I mean, when you watch someone, I like to do this myself at all my whatever shows that I'm doing or events. I like to see people react to these pieces and, kind of have like a soul-moving experience. And when you have a city that is behind events like this, then you know that city is working for the right thing. They want to give the people a good quality of life, and art is one of the best ways of executing that.
Now, do you have any upcoming El Paso shows, or maybe a website where people can become familiar with your art?
Right now, I don't have any websites, but I've had a couple of websites I'm on. Currently, I'm on theartistpath.com, and they're the art magazine here based out of El Paso. And I'm also, what's the place called? The Broadway Gallery? Yeah, BroadwayGalleryNYC.com. And actually they're publishing a thing about me too, just like a one-page spread about it, about some of my artwork and some of my stuff that's been showing there this previous month. And yeah, like unfortunately, people keep asking me that, like, oh, do you have a website where I can see your stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible artist. I don't know what to say.
No, you're not. You're just busy with life.
That's a good excuse. I'm going to start using that.
Yeah, well, it's true.
No, but,
sometimes we don't have time for
yeah.
those meticulous little things.
Yeah. Like right now they're both pretty much online and on print, so I guess keep an eye out.
But as for shows, we just finished doing a Chuco Aesthetics event, which was an exhibition of 6 artists, and it consisted of Diego Martinez, Raul Gonzalez, Joey Delgado, Arturo Romero, and did I miss anybody? And then myself. I think that's all 6 of them. But yeah, that event went down really great at the Lost Light Studio. So we're currently in the process of planning the Chuco Aesthetics 2, which is going to consist of a bunch of great artists. Tino is going to be in that one. Eddie Marquez, Dead Boy. What else we got on there? Brother Rat, Joe Pete, each a great artist. Mario Holguin, just amazing artists that we're going to be able to exhibit and have a good time with that, because they're all really excited, and everyone sees that a lot of art is happening in El Paso, and they want to be a part of it.
So there you have it. You can actually check out Tino's work right now. If you come to El Paso, there's a giant, beautiful mural that he painted himself on the side of the 501 Bistro on 501 Texas Avenue in downtown El Paso. You can also check out Juan Ornelas' very intricate artwork by participating in the Last Thursday's Art Walk, which takes place every month on the last Thursday of each month.
You are now listening to the official Visit El Paso podcast. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Visit El Paso TX. Check us out online, www.visitelpaso.com.
There's a lot of movement happening in El Paso, a lot of construction, a lot of new quality of life initiatives, lots of public art, free concert, just so much. Join the El Paso It's All Good movement by signing up at itsallgoodep.com with your Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn accounts, and help spread the digital goodwill about the Sun City. When you join at itsallgoodep.com, you can earn points by using the hashtag itsallgoodep on Twitter or Instagram, and by sharing the good stories that we send you each month across all of your other social media networks. Now remember, the El Paso It's All Good movement isn't just about social media. It's also a state of mind, a message about all the positive things that we can get excited about in our community. It's not meant to be a brand or a tagline, but it's up to you to help us spread the message about all the good things that El Paso has to offer. And now, more than ever, it's all good.
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 Yeah, good.
It's so.
Very good.
Good.
What?
All of it. All of it. So good.
So good.
Good.
Very good. What?
All of it.
Very good.
So good.
So good.
Our people.
Our history.
Our food.
Our city. Our music. Our weather.
Our culture.
Our fun.
El Paso. It's all good.
Help spread El Paso's digital goodwill. Go to itsallgoodep.com.
There's plenty of events in February to get excited about, and we're hosting several of those events at our El Paso Live venues. Now, if you're not familiar, not only are we Visit El Paso, but we're also El Paso Live. And if you go to elpasolive.com, you can take a look at all the venues that we manage. We manage the Plaza Theater, the Abraham Chavez, of course, our convention center, McKelligan Canyon Amphitheater, the Arts Festival Plaza. We also have a pavilion up in McKelligan Canyon that you can book for events. And one of the major events happening this month is our Mike Tyson Undisputed Truth performance. And this is a one-man show. It's directed by Spike Lee. And it is at 8 p.m. on Saturday, February 15th, right after Valentine's Day at the Abraham Chavez Theater. It's really a personal look inside the life and the mind of one of the most feared men to ever wear the heavyweight crown. Tickets are $68 at Ticketmaster, and you can get a VIP meet and greet package. There's actually two different types. One is $180 and the other one is $325. It does include an autographed boxing glove, which is just amazing. And if you're not really familiar with Mike Tyson on a personal level, you know, Mike Tyson was the youngest ever undisputed world heavyweight champion, winning his first 19 bouts by knockout. 12 of them were in the first round. He defended that title successfully 9 times, finally losing in 1990. Unfortunately, he had a lot of rough times in his life, and this one-man show is a product of his life, what he's learned. We're hoping you'll check it out. Another really cool event out there is the Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan. This is known as one of the best mariachi groups in the whole world. They'll be here at our venue, the Plaza Theater, 8 p.m. on Friday, February 14th. So on Valentine's Day, it'd be a great date night out. Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan formed in 1898 in the town of Tecalitlan by Gaspar Vargas and others, and has appeared in over 200 movies, recorded dozens of albums of pasodobles, valses, bailables, polkas, and danzones. So it'll be a good time. Lots of great music to enjoy. The tickets are $30 to $100 at Ticketmaster.com. Now, this mariachi group has also collaborated with various artists, including Juan Gabriel and Linda Ronstadt. Today, they're composed of 3 trumpets, 1 harp, 1 vihuela, a guitar, a guitarrón, a guitarra, and 5 violins. Their music now ranges from traditional songs to classic works, as well as other styles. Finally, another event suggestion is Novella Bohème. The El Paso Opera will be hosting 6 engaging weekly performances at 5 p.m. on Thursdays, February 20th to March 27th at Ardovino's Desert Crossing in Sunland Park. These novellas are presented in English and Spanish. The cost for each performance is $10, and you can get more information by going online to epopera.org. Now, these are just a few of the can't miss events of the month, but there are dozens more going on in El Paso this month. So make sure to stop by any of our visitor information centers in downtown El Paso, Fort Bliss, or the El Paso International Airport. We've got a really special pop-up gallery at our downtown visitor center right now. It's art made by El Paso Zoo animals, so make sure to check it out. Also, make sure to log on to visitelpaso.com and browse through our blog, itineraries, listings, and our master calendar. There's always something to do in the Sun City. Now, before I end the show, please take a moment to subscribe to the Visit El Paso podcast in the aggregator of your choice. We're on them all. Like I mentioned earlier, you can subscribe on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, and even listen to this podcast on YouTube. This is the best time to subscribe for free so that you don't miss out on the El Paso History Vault or the Music Monday mixtapes. Speaking of music, in every episode I spotlight some local music for you to discover, and this month the featured band is Avondale, who will be performing at the Lowbrow Palace, which is on 111 East Robinson, on February 14th in an undiscovered Battle of the Bands performance. The name of this track is Azure, so you can check out more of their music online by going to avondale.bandcamp.com. Let us know what you think. Till next time, enjoy.